Woohoo! Well, that was fast. So, good morning, everyone. Again, happy Tuesday again. Today's a very powerful day. There's a lot of stuff going on. And my next guest, who is here with me today, her name is Diane Beyer. And we are lighting the torch in the sense of we're going to dive into what we are calling more of a discussion, I guess I would say. Diane has been working very hard on creating journals for caregivers, teens, kids, but there's a story behind that. And while we fix the back end of this light the torch, Diane is we're going to talk. So I'm going to ask my tech team to come in because I know they're all watching, and let's get the tech side fixed of the backdrop for this light the torch. So Diane,
yeah,
let's try not to get distracted. So tell me, where did this journey start for you?
So my daughter Candace was born in 2013. She had hypoplastic left heart syndrome, which means she was born with half a heart. So we spent a lot of time in the hospital, and nobody likes being in the hospital, and especially a parent with a child. So you always try to make it fun. So we used to play dress up a lot. So I would change her dresses into hospital gowns, and we would have parties because sometimes we were there over holidays or birthdays, and we're not going to miss out on one of those. So we always had fun. And then while I was in the hospital, journaling was a big part of being there and keeping track of everything. You always want to make sure the mom is like the best nurse the child could have. So I was always charting everything down. And that was just really helpful for me. So when she was 2.5, she had her last surgery, and she passed away after that. So I really wanted to help other families that were going through this hard time. So I decided to work on creating a journal for families, for parents who were in the hospital. And it's very overwhelming when you're in the hospital. So afterwards, it kind of became a lot more clear of what parents need in the hospital. So I had nurses help me, and we created charts for families so you could have like a daily log and keep track of everything. A lot of times when doctors would come in, they would ask you like what medication they were on, what doctors they had, and that can be very overwhelming. So there's charts in there so you can write it all out for yourself. So then you can just easily show the doctor instead of having to, because thinking about anything else can be very overwhelming. So then I used to color. That was like my favorite thing to do while I was in the hospital. Was just a nice distraction that you didn't have to think about. So I have coloring pages in there for parents. And then for the children and the teen journals, they have activities every day, fun little games or something to color, tic-tac-toe game. And then for the kids, they have like their daily log is like they can draw pictures of their visitors who are there, or write about how they feel, draw emojis for how they feel, or circle an emoji that we have on their daily pages. And then they have prompts for every day. So there's a special question that for the kids journal, they can either write it or draw a picture. And then in the teen one, theirs is for writing. And I just hope this really helps a lot of families, because I know how stressful it can be. And then in the caregiver one, I also have questions to ask before surgery, how to pack a hospital bag, just a lot of helpful tips on self-care, because it's really important. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your child.
So, we met some time back, and I recently saw you in the last couple of weeks, and I got to see the vision and the sense of what it is that you're really trying to do in each journal, and how you can actually relate to everything that you've created because you went through it. And so the very first journal that is scheduled to release is the Caregiver's Journal. And that comes out April 2nd, all across Amazon, 13 countries. We're very excited. It's a very beautiful journal. It's paperback, and the amount of time that you put into these projects, what do you think some of the hardest parts of that have been for you?
Making the daily pages, I think one of the most special part of it for me is a lot of the nurses and doctors, families that were there for me during that time, all wrote me special quotes, like helpful tips to reminders. So going through that was very touching. It's really nice. So I really hope that helps other families, bring them some uplifting, positive energy during their time. And also, like, one of the big things is I love the word joy. So every day, I know you always have to think of what your joy is for the day. There's always something to be joyful for. So even if it's just the smallest thing, so on every page in every journal, you have to write what your joy is. So I really think that staying positive, because you don't want to be overwhelmed by everything that's going on in the hospital.
Do you believe that, in terms of a joyful fighter, even when it doesn't turn out how we want it to, were you able to find joy through the process and even to today?
Yes, I think being in the hospital, I'm very glad I was at a smaller hospital, and everybody was like family to us. It was a it's a really hard time to go through, and having people that are like family with you every day was really helpful. And still to this day, I'm still friends with a lot of these nurses and doctors, and it's really nice.
So what is one of your hopes in terms of the caregiver journey journal that's coming out? What is one of the hopes that you see happen for people who get this journal?
I'm hoping to help change the hospital experience for families, because being organized and thinking of your positive every day, having gratitude for even during hard times, I really hope to help families just be less stressed, be happy in the hospital, and have fun in the hospital. Like, you don't have to be sad every day, even when it's hard. You can still enjoy a birthday party, or just enjoy a silly holiday. Have it be like National Pickle Day and have fun. Like, you don't have to think about just shutting down because you're in the hospital.
So you shared with me that you wanted your daughter's experience to not, like you said, you don't always, it's already hard to be in the hospital as a child. And then of course our children look to us, to see if we're showing fear, if we're showing joy. It's kind of like we're their anchor, right? And so you did different things to really show that there can be joy no matter what. And I remember you telling me about these gowns that you created, and I was hoping maybe you could just share just a little bit of that.
Yes. So we love to play dress up. All little kids, all little girls especially, love to put on their party dresses and princess dresses. So it was definitely something that helped me give me something to do in the hospital. So I took a bunch of her dresses from home and cut the sides open, cut the sleeves, added Velcro and ties, and we dressed up. We had superhero costumes and princess dresses, cute soft nightgowns, and we would do parades in the hospital. It was Mardi Gras. We had bought a bunch of beads and candy, and one of the doctors had pulled her around in a little wagon, and she was dressed up as a little princess. And it just makes your whole day different. And it changed everybody's attitude when they came in the room. And that was a big thing for me, is I hated people coming in the room and saying that they were sorry for us. I was like, no, tell them Tell us you're fighting along with us. We want to hear people cheerleading for us. So it became the funny thing, like people would come in the room and expect sadness, and they would walk in and like laugh and smile. And that was so helpful, because you want people to walk in your room and smile and party with you. So that really helped. And so on her support page, we used to have people vote for what dress they wanted her to wear for the day, and nurses would come like running in as soon as they got to work and ask if they could pick her outfit for the day. And so it just brought so much joy to not only us, but to all her visitors, all the doctors, and it became the happy room to be in.
Wow. And I know that, we've talked a lot over the months, even leading up to today. And I know that this is not an easy space to be in. No mother wants to lose their child. We always want to outlive our kids. And so what are you doing today to help you and to help continue the hard work that you're doing?
Trying to, I like to volunteer with a lot of nonprofits and reach out to them, share what I'm doing, and hopefully share a lot of my journals and hospital gowns, talk to families, remind them that they don't have to be so sad in the hospital. You don't have to be overwhelmed.
So you have an event coming up. I believe it's your first signing, April 13th in Las Vegas, Nevada. And so we will make sure to share all the details so that those who want to attend can. And next week, April 2nd, the very first journal releases, and that is the Caregiver journal. But here's the thing. Diane needs everyone's support, because these journals really do need to be in all the different hospitals, the different care centers for kids, for teenagers, and even for the caregivers. We all need that support. And seeing these for myself and what she has put into them, the message is crystal clear. It's in the title, Joyful Fighter. And, it's hard to, like you said, it's hard sometimes to stay happy when we're in the storm. But these journals give you thought-provoking activities to focus on the joy, no matter what's happening, right? There's so much inspiration in each and every page. And it's really fascinating to see how much time and everything that you poured into these journals. I just really feel it's going to be a game changer for the caregivers, for the teens, and the kids, because each one has a different experience, right? But these journals give that space to kind of unload, so to speak, but also to be filled up with joy, with strategies, with the beauty that you've shown. So thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you.
So for those of you who are interested in being a part of this process with Diane, please reach out to her. She's very easy to find. We will provide all the details for her in-person event on April 13th here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You'll be seeing a lot more of her on the screen. We have lots of stuff set up for her because we really want to get these journals out into people's hands. And is there anything else that you want to share today, Diane?
I just hope anyone out there that is in the hospital, that remember to look for your joy. Don't focus so much on what's happening of the sad things. Focus on recovery and being happy, and enjoy your day with your child.
Well, thank you for coming on today. Thank you for being so transparent. I know this is not easy, but you're not alone. You have a lot of people supporting you and what you are bringing to the forefront for so many others. And we appreciate you. We're supporting you, and we're holding you up when you can't stand up.
Thank you.
So continue being that joyful fighter. And I can't wait for these to come out again, April 2nd, all across Amazon. They'll also be in all the major retailers, but let's get these journals into the hands of people who need them. So please reach out to Diane. If you want to contact us, we can help connect you to her as well. And Diane, thank you again for coming on today. And
Thank you,
congratulations, continuing the legacy of your beautiful daughter. And I'm happy to be a part of it with you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much and have an amazing Tuesday.